Good morning, children. Children, today we will start lesson number 11, The Ugly Duckling. Now, this is very short story written by Hans Christian Andersen, and it is a very beautiful story. We get a good moral from this story. This is a short story of plain looking little bird where his brother and sister and other animals in the farm tease him for not being pretty, and because he is ugly they were not making friends with him. And his life was this little bird life was very hard in the during the stay in the farm. Let's see what happens in the story. I'll read the story and I'll explain you this line. Each line I'll read and explain you. First of all, let us go with the new words that will come across the chapter. See here we have first one is hedged. Hedged means to come out of a egg. Hedged. Ducklings, young one of a duck. फार्म फार्म दैट इज खेत हिंदी में हम खेत बोलेंगे मीन MEAN मीन मीन्स इन दिस चैप्टर it refers to rude to be rude grunted it is a slow sound or low sound made by people when they are surprised or when they don't like anything they keep on grumbling that is grunted sound. But here in this story, we get this word pigs make this sound grunting. Okay, so sound here is of pig we are talking. Pig grunts and they grunted. Like in the chapter, we will come across this word. Feathers, feathers. Hung, hung. Sir झुका लेना. That is called hung. Grief, grief means sorrow और अनहैप्पी सैड प्रिटी आकर्षक है ना हिंदी में हम आकर्षक बोलेंगे सो चिल्ड्रन कम वी विल स्टार्ट द चैप्टर आई विल रीड ईच लाइन एंड मेक यू एक्सप्लेन द ब्यूटिफुल स्टोरी नाउ आई विल रीड दिस The mother duck sat on 10 eggs. One by one, all the eggs hatched. Out came little yellow duckling. Only the biggest egg of all did not hatch. Mother duck sat and sat on the big egg. At last, it hatched. Now, here we are given that a mother duck, she laid 10 eggs and she kept on one by one all the eggs got hatched, but a last egg was left out and it was very big and this egg did not hatch. Mother duck sat and sat on the big egg and at last the egg got hatched. Out jumped the last duckling. He looked big and strong and grey. Grey? It's so different from his brothers and sisters. The next day, Mother Duck took the ducklings to the farm. Now, what happened? When this last duck was hatched, a big duck came, that big duckling came out, and it looked very strong and grey in color. And they all were thinking, grey? Duckling in grey color? And they were surprised. Next day, Mother Duck took all her ducklings to the farm. खेत में लेकर गई. No one knew what to do with the grey duckling. The hens did not like him and the pigs grunted in surprise. The ducks were mean to him. They called him ugly. Now, when this mother duck took the ducklings to the farm, there other birds and animals, they were all mean. They were all rude to this duckling. This pigs grunted with surprise. They told this was so ugly. This is the duck was so the ducks were very mean to them, very mean to this duckling. They called they all called this duckling ugly. They were not talking to him. They teased him, and the brother sister also did not like this duckling. Now this duckling was so unhappy because he was not having anyone to play with him. His brothers and sister did not play with him. Grey Duckling was very unhappy and alone. His life at the farm was very hard. As I said, when you also don't have any friend, you will not like to come to school. Same way, when this duckling was not having anyone to talk to him, even his brother and sister did not like him. His life was on the farm was very hard. बहुत तकलीफ में था वो और बहुत दुखी था. Now let's see what happens. One day he ran away and came to the river. There he saw beautiful swans with white feathers. They all had long necked and pretty wings. He wished to be like them. Now, one day when he was so upset, he left everyone and he came to the river side. And there he was sitting, and suddenly he saw that there were swans around, and they were so beautiful with white feathers. Their neck was so long and so pretty. These birds look so pretty. At that time, this ugly duckling was thinking that if I would have been looking like them, I wished to be like them. That time he was thinking that so that everyone would have made friends. He would have many friends. But then he wanted to join them, but he was afraid that they would also find him ugly. He hung his head in grief. Now, when he was in the river, he saw this swans, and he was thinking, if I would have been like them, kash मैं इनकी तरह होता. And then he wanted to, this duckling wanted to join them. This duckling wanted to talk to them, but then again this duckling thought, these birds will also find me so ugly, and so he became unhappy. उसने सोचा, काश मैं इनकी तरह होता, अगर मैं इनकी तरह होता कितना ब्यूटीफुल दिखता. और अभी वो सोच भी रहा था कि क्या मैं उनके साथ जाके फ्रेंडशिप करूं. ये सब सोचते हुए उसने फिर से यही सोचा कि ये लोग भी मुझे टीज करेंगे, मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे, बिकॉज आई एम अगली. एंड देन ही वॉज सो अनहैप्पी और सिर झुका के इस तरह से बैठा रहा. सडनली उसने देखा, पानी में अपना परछाई देखा, तो उसने देखा कि अरे ये कौन इतना ब्यूटीफुल है, ये कौन है जो इतना ब्यूटीफुल पानी में दिख रहा है. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. Who was that in the water looking back at him? It was a beautiful white swan. The little grey duckling had turned into beautiful swan. अब जैसे ही उसने अपनी परछाई देखी और उसने सोचा ये कौन है इतना सुंदर है, और अपने आप को फिर से उसने देखा, उसने पीछे मुड़ के देखा, उसने अपने आसपास भी देखा, फिर उसे पता चला वह खुद ही इतना सुंदर बन चुका है और वो ब्यूटीफुल स्वैन बन चुका है. And this was a beautiful story, children, that was written by Hans Christian Andersen. Here in this story, you learned a moral. Now, moral of the story is you cannot judge a person by outward appearance, right? If the person is not looking good, you cannot think that this person is not good person. The person may be very good by heart. The person may be worth doing friendship, right? Now the story also highlights that the importance of acceptance, that is importance of accepting other people, other people's difference. If the person is having different features, the person is not looking good, still we need to accept that person. Maybe the person is very good and kind hearted, and the person may be very intelligent also, may be very helpful also. So you should never judge a person seeing the outward appearance. Okay, so children, here we end the beautiful chapter, The Ugly Duckling. In next module, I will explain you some new words and their meanings. Okay, so children, keep watching the video. Thank you.